Hello, thank you, and welcome to Haldir and Friends. Now, as we were rounding off Mark IV, the DNN team has decided to start looking deeper into some of the Mark IV parties, and this week we talked to the IFP. Take a look. When I first met Genezion, he was different, less worried all the time. I put it down to the stress of the job because, well, we never talked much about personal stuff. I never thought it was something like this. Definitely. We had senior campaign aides that regularly used back-channel communications with Songhais, but we thought it was kind of normal. If those Ayu thugs across the river went dealing with the Persians, I'll eat my hat. Peaceful statesman, whilst he had some real pent-up anger inside. He was torn in two when we lost that war decoration. On one hand, his family might suffer, but he reveled in the chance to let Wes do his thing. He did want vengeance. Of course, he never let much of this on in the campaign or party offices, but it was eating him up inside. I think the glorious China Party Exodus was the most difficult time for Genezian. He really did agree with our message, having seen the terror of the Songhai firsthand, but I guess it just never quite worked out. The time was straining on him. It made him less faithful, both to us, but a lot of us felt that after so many years he had lost his connection to his wife. He did spend a lot of time with his secretary. It was an eventful time. In a way, we were all being held hostage by the Songhai for those many years. Wonderful. Moving on. The Mark V, totally not the convention, is going in full swing, with one of the closest votes for which game to play in democracy history. The expected two-way race was interrupted by a sudden rise in popularity of Beyond Earth, whose supporters claim would bring a fresh outlook to democracy. Similar claims have been made by the Civilization 6 coalition, who want to rely on new mechanics and the release of a new DLC for the game to bring in new players. Alternatively, the long-term advocates of Civilization 5 claim its accessibility and still high popularity would be a stronger bedrock for the Mark V constitution. Such a close election calls for some advertisement, and it just wouldn't be the same without one man.
This is Hank. Hank doesn't understand all the new buttons in Civilization 6, so he votes for what he's used to. Civilization 5, we still exist. This is Hank. Hank is tired of a well-balanced and complete game to play, so he votes for Civilization 6. Civilization 6, closed for maintenance, maybe come back later. This is Hank. Hank grew up on the south side of Chicago, and he knows it's time for change and democracy. Beyond Earth. Hope. Change. Yes, we can. I have a dream. Ich bin ein Berliner. One small step for man. I did not have sexual relations with Hank.